You think you know the boys' universe, supes gone wild, corporations gone rogue, and moral lines blurred beyond recognition. But every time we think we've seen it all, Vought reminds us that the real monsters are never the ones flying above us. They're the ones writing the checks. And Gen V Season 2 just introduced a new villain that might finally expose what Vought's real endgame has been all along. Someone far smarter, far older, and far more dangerous than Homelander's brand of patriotic insanity. But here's the thing. Supes. For all the chaos, all the conspiracies, and all the blood that's been spilled, there's still one question the show refuses to answer. So give it a thumbs up, because that might beat the algorithm.
And Cypher created that.
Not originally, no. It was the brainchild of Thomas Godolkin.
Who is Cypher really working for, and what does he want with Marie Moreau's blood? Because when you strip away the explosions and viral hero clips, that question becomes the key to unlocking everything. From Project Odessa to Thomas Godolkin's lost research, and even the terrifying future of the boys itself. Cypher's rise, Tree Search, and the perfect ghost in the machine Cypher entered the story like a whisper. No files, no footage, no footprint. Not even Vought's omnipresent PR machine seemed to know who he was. And that's the first red flag. Vought doesn't lose track of its assets. Ever. So when a supie appears with abilities that seem to rewrite psychic laws, absorbing consciousness, mimicking behavior, bending others, well, it's not just random mutation. It's manufactured. Cypher doesn't read minds. He consumes them. He's not just seeing what people think. He's taking pieces of them, reshaping them, and using those fragments like puzzle pieces in his own design. But the question is, who is he? And who gave him that design? Some think Vought did this, and that Cypher is the newest iteration of their long-abandoned Project Odessa, the psychic enhancement program that Thomas Godolkin founded decades ago. But there's one piece of evidence that suggests the opposite. Cypher doesn't follow Vought's protocols. He doesn't crave the fame, the power, or the marketing. He's quiet, purposeful. He studies Marie. That Marie, not like prey, but like a project. The key lies in the blood. Marie's blood powers have always been treated like a visual metaphor. Marie, control your pain, control your world. But Season 2 reframes it. Her blood isn't just a weapon. It's a signal. Every time she uses it, she's not just manipulating life. She's controlling it. She's syncing with it, feeling consciousness at the molecular level. And Cypher knows that. That's why he's not trying to destroy her, he's activating her. Vought calls her a biological anomaly. Cypher calls her a bridge. Between what and what? Between consciousness and biology. Which means Cypher's real agenda might not be domination or destruction. It might be resurrection. The ghost of Thomas Godolkin. Long before Godolkin University became a super training ground, Thomas Godolkin was experimenting with something far more radical. Psychic transfer. The ability to store thought in organic material. Think of it as digital consciousness, but with blood instead of code. Officially, the project failed. Unofficially, Project Odessa was shut down because it worked. The subjects lost their identities. The line between donor and recipient blurred. One mind overwritten, physically overwritten by another. The result wasn't just insanity overwritten by it. It was something worse. Fusion. Two consciousnesses cohabiting one body, both fighting for control. And now, Cypher's power, his ability to mimic, to absorb, to rewrite it. He feels like the modern evolution of that same failed experiment. He's the next generation of Project Odessa. The blood that remembers. If Thomas Godolkin's experiment was about storing consciousness in living cells, then Marie's blood might remember him. Look at the signs. Her hallucinations of places she's never been. She suddenly feels empathy with people she's never met. Her near-psychic connection during moments of high stress. Those aren't random. Those are echoes. Marie's blood doesn't just carry her DNA. It feels like it carries a map of the consciousness embedded in her genome. And Cypher? He's reading that map like a man searching for buried treasure. He calls her the key for a reason, because somewhere inside her, Thomas Godolkin's mind might still be alive, fragmented, dormant, waiting. Cypher's goal could be to reassemble that consciousness, piece by piece, until Godolkin's mind returns inside him. Vought's silence speaks volumes. Here's what makes it terrifying. Vought knows all of this. The corporation's silence on Cypher isn't ignorance. It's fear. They know Project Odessa wasn't destroyed. It was hidden. They know Cypher was one of the Children of the Blackout test subjects raised off-record after the Odessa experiments were purged. And they know that if Cypher unlocks Marie's full potential, he'll gain access to what Thomas Godolkin called the Red Network, a living, psychic grid built through the blood of superhumans. Imagine a hive mind where every supe's thoughts can be accessed, controlled, or erased at will. Homelander wouldn't be a god anymore. He'd be data. And that's the exact kind of god Vought has always wanted. The one question. So we return to the question the show hasn't answered yet. The one it's deliberately dodging. If Cypher is trying to rebuild the Red Network, what does he plan to do with it? Because there are two theories, and both are terrifying. Theory 1. Cypher is loyal to Vought. He's building the Red Network to replace Homelander's chaotic rule with something cleaner.
Homelander's gonna have feelings about how powerful she really is.
And a system where every supe is perfectly obedient. A hive under Vaught's control, with Cypher as the interface. Theory 2. Cypher wants to destroy Vought. He's finishing Thomas Godolkin's dream, not corporate domination, but psychic liberation. Fuse every mind, erase every hierarchy, make no hierarchy, and make the world one collective consciousness. It's utopia or annihilation. Either way, it ends with Cypher in control of every thought on the planet. Marie's role in the war to come, the tragedy of it all, Marie's just trying to be human, but she's carrying inside her the most dangerous key in Vaught's history, a hierarchy, and one that could either end Supi-kind or unify it. Her evolution isn't just about power. It's about identity. If Cypher merges with her blood, one with the dormant consciousness inside it with, she may lose herself completely. Her empathy could become the activation signal that reboots the Red Network. And once that happens, there's no turning back. Because when Marie's blood connects to Cypher's mind, Thomas Godolkin won't just return. He'll take everything with him. The Whisper Theory. There's one last, chilling theory hidden in fan circles. The Whisper Protocol. In old Vought documents, buried beneath the blacked-out pages of Odessa's files, there's a single handwritten note. The mind cannot die. It only relocates. Some believe Cypher isn't trying to resurrect Godolkin at all. He is Godolkin. A fragment of his consciousness reborn, grown within a lab-grown psychic clone, designed to finish what he started. It would explain Cypher's eerily calm demeanor, his obsession with Marie, and his deep knowledge of experiments that supposedly happened before he was even born. If that's true, then Godolkin didn't fail. He succeeded. He just became someone else. What this means for The Boys Season 5. Now here's where the timeline gets wild. The Boys Season 5 is rumored to finally pit Butcher and his team against a new kind of supe threat, one that doesn't rely on brute strength or laser eyes. If Cypher is alive and operating through the Red Network, then he might be that threat, a supe who doesn't kill you, he just rewrites you. Imagine Huey, Starlight, or even Homelander himself becoming extensions of Cypher's mind. No rebellion, no emotion, just obedience written in blood. It's the kind of silent apocalypse only Vought could love. The final layer, what Cypher really wants. So what's Cypher's true goal? To most viewers, he's the puppet master. To Vought, he's a liability. To Marie, he's the mystery that defines her existence. But in his own mind, Cypher sees himself as an evolution. He doesn't believe in heroes or villains. He believes in unity. What? A world without ego, without chaos, without pain. One organism, one mind, one will. And the only way to get there is through the blood of the girl who feels everything, Mar, a Marie Moreau. The Blood War. We're heading toward a war that isn't fought with bullets or compound V it Marie. It's fought inside consciousness itself. Cypher versus Marie isn't just good versus evil. It's memory versus empathy, control versus connection. Because when you can weaponize thought, truth becomes obsolete. And if Marie falls, every supe on Earth becomes a neuron in Cypher's network. He'll be everywhere and nowhere. It's the god that Vought created, then lost control of. And maybe that's the ultimate irony of the Boys universe. It's not that power corrupts, it's that power remembers. There, remember, final words. So yeah, Gen V Season 2 gave us a lot. Blood, remember, chaos, heartbreak, and a villain who might just redefine what being a soup even means. But there's still one question the show refuses to answer, one that keeps this entire mystery alive. Who is Cypher really, and what does he want with Marie's blood? Because until we know that, every heartbeat in Gen V is just another countdown.